Welcome to today's video. Since the beginning of this year, we've been hearing so much about abuse on women. How women have been abused, especially by their loved ones, by their families. A lot of women have gone through abuse by their husbands, and it's costing a lot of lives. Some people have lost their lives. I remember the story of the lady that went from the UK and got burnt, and then recently, or before then, we had the story of the singer Osinachi Nwachukwu, and now we are hearing about the story of the lady that was pursuing the husband with another woman, and then got into an accident and died. Now, what is so concerning to me is that a lot of these stories that we hear about, if you sit back and think, you'll find out that the children are the ones that are in the mess more than the adults. They usually leave very young children, and you may think, well, the family members are there, this uncle, this auntie, this person, the system, the government. But let me tell you, there is not so much that these people can do for these children more than their parents can do. And we also know that women are the most important people. Don't crucify me. It's just that women are nurturers. Men find it a bit difficult, or challenging is the right word, to tend to children and to help them through a lot of things. But for women, it is it comes natural to them. And these women are now the ones that are missing in the scene. They are just missing. They are not there. The children need their mom, and their mom, they are gone. And that's because of this societal problem where men think they can do whatever they like, whenever they like it, and no one can query them. It's becoming so much at this moment. And today I have come to speak to the ladies. Please, ladies, we know that these things are very hard. They are not things that you will wish for your worst enemy. It is not, they are emotional problems. They are very traumatic. But there are alternative ways that it can be dealt with that will not probably result in the loss of life. I am not, speaking specifically of any of the events or any of the ladies that have lost their lives, but I want the living to think about other alternative ways to deal with these problems as they arise. Do you want to maybe check out? Do you want to go somewhere and seek refuge? Do you want to attend to the problem from a distance? And what I mean is, if it is, for instance, domestic violence, or where the relationship had entered into a violent one, you may want to step back a bit. And I don't mean leave your marriage, but step back so that you can fight, so that you can talk things over, so that you can solve things, and maybe, get into counseling. So what if it is that you are going through emotional problem like the lady that just died recently, pursuing the husband with another woman? Do you think that you can just maybe go your separate ways if it's not working out? Because life first, whatever you think, you may judge what I am saying wrongly, but it is your life first before marriage. You can actually do without marriage and stay alive. And for those that have children, raise your children rather than leave them in the care of anyone and no one. Because where the ladies that died are now, they don't know what's happening to their children. And I can bet you that most of the reason they stayed and tolerated whatever that ordinarily they won't tolerate is for the sake of these children. But think about it, because that's what we've been hearing growing up. It's for the children. It's for the children. Now tell me, is it really for the children? It's only for the children if you survive it. But if you're dead, it's not for the children, because their lives will become worse. I don't mean that it will turn out worse than maybe it should have, but I mean worse because they are going to go through so much that they wouldn't have, especially emotionally and sometimes physically, if you had been around. And that is one of the things that should be a driving force. For when you get so angry and so agitated, think about life. Think first about your life. What about you? And then secondly, think about your children, for those that have children in the marriage. Because you need to start loving yourself enough for someone to talk you down, for someone to make you feel like you are not worth it or that you are not enough, for somebody to leave you and go to other people. I mean, this isn't your problem. I want you to stop thinking about it as if you've done something wrong, or as if there is something more you can add to yourself, or some education you can add, or maybe some jewelries or some kind of spa that you can put to yourself and you become enough for him. I bet you if you do those, it may not help, because they are who they are. It is not your fault. It is not your problem. And it is high time you stop making it your problem, and then step out of yourself, look inward, and begin to affirm yourself. Begin to love yourself so much that it will even hurt the onlookers. Do something. Get engaged in some activities. Begin to do some, if you have nothing to do, then start doing something other than staying at home and waiting for them to return. Make yourself happy. Meet up with friends. Find some things that will divert your attention. And speak with yourself, most importantly, because you need to get away from the point where you are constantly angry and dying inside. That's not good for you. You need to make peace with yourself and with everything around you and move on, for the sake of your life and that of your children, for those who have children. Well, I would like to think that this might help someone. I really hope that someone will run with it and end the anger and the resentment and bitterness. And I'm not saying that it will just fade away, but to deal with it alternatively. Well, until next video, I'm going to say a very big thank you for my viewers, for my subscribers, and for everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.